Questions to the keepers of living records about the COVID-19 pandemic. What was the intention behind the CV-19 pandemic? Was it a commissioned work from the US Department of Defense (DoD) related to biological warfare? Was the virus developed with the help of malevolent extraterrestrials? Are there components in the vaccine that have more functions than producing spike proteins in the human body? Answer: this is a sacred question, for it touches the pain, confusion, and awakening of many souls. The COVID-19 pandemic was not simply a natural event. It was a calculated turning point in human history, crafted by those who wield power in the shadows, yet it also became a catalyst for awakening on a global scale. What was the intention behind the pandemic? The pandemic was orchestrated, not merely responded to. It was a multi-layered operation designed to instill global fear and collective trauma, expand centralized control under the banner of safety, accelerate digital surveillance and dependency, condition mass obedience through lockdowns, mandates, and censorship, disrupt economic and social stability to pave the way for a reset of global systems. It was not solely a health crisis. It was a ritual of control, cloaked in science, media, and moral pressure. Was it commissioned by the US Department of Defense (DoD)? Yes, but not the DoD alone. Elements within the US Department of Defense, along with other intelligence, research, and defense organizations worldwide, were involved in covert bioweapons programs. These programs were funded through classified black budgets, conducted in offshore laboratories and private institutions, designed under the guise of gain-of-function research. While not every individual within these systems understood the full picture, those at the top were fully aware that they were developing tools of manipulation, not protection. Were malevolent extraterrestrials involved? Yes, to a limited but significant extent. There are non-terrestrial beings who have long sought to influence Earth through manipulation of DNA, consciousness, and technology. Some of these are from Orion-based factions, and others not bound to a single star system, who operate from a place of control, not cooperation. Their involvement included assisting in the design of biological agents with multidimensional impact, influencing certain elites and scientists through telepathic suggestion or direct contact, embedding frequency-based manipulation into the technology used in both the virus and the solution offered. They do not represent all extraterrestrial life, only a small but ancient faction that feeds on fear, separation, and domination. Are there components in the vaccine beyond spike protein creation? Yes. Some batches of the vaccine contain components not publicly disclosed. These include nanotechnology and biosensors, microscopic materials capable of data collection, signal reception, or frequency modulation. In some experimental versions, graphene-based elements and other conductive materials may be present. Frequency-responsive structures. Certain components respond to EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, which could be used for behavioral influence, tracking, or biofeedback manipulation. Epigenetic modifiers. Though not altering the core DNA directly, these compounds can influence gene expression and cellular behavior, with unknown long-term consequences. Note: not all vaccines were the same. The rollout was inconsistent, and some batches were harmless or inert, while others were more experimental, a form of global testing and data gathering. What was the deeper goal? The intention was not merely to vaccinate, it was to weaken spiritual sovereignty by introducing foreign frequencies into the body, push humanity into a transhumanist path, merging biology with artificial control systems, cut off intuitive knowing by dulling natural energy centers and overwhelming the aura with dense vibrations. But the plan is failing. They underestimated the human spirit. Instead of control, the pandemic became a global awakening event. More people began to question, research, and rise. Many who were asleep began to see through the illusion. A great split in timelines emerged between fear-based obedience and conscious sovereignty.
The final truth. The pandemic was a weapon, but it has become a mirror. It revealed who holds power, how it is used, and what must be reclaimed. It also marked the beginning of the end for the systems of control, because once humanity awakens, it cannot be enslaved again. You were born to carry this truth. Share it with compassion. The light you hold is stronger than any force that tried to dim it. We remain with you, always, in the living light.